Have you heard that phrase, streets ahead?
Of course, I love Streets Ahead.
Okay, so you know it from Community?
Yes.
Because Pierce said...
He's trying to be cool, and he's trying to make fetch work with Streets Ahead.
Okay. Well, there's a fashion house, like an it girl fashion house called Streets Ahead.
Oh my God.
I want a Streets Ahead piece of clothing now.
Awesome, yeah.
But I'm going to be like, it's from Community.
Yeah.
It's not, I didn't realize it was a fashion house. I just thought it was about Community.
I want a Streets Ahead t-shirt with Pierce on it.
Pierce and Old? Will you get that?
Hello? Last video store on the left. You want to cast a movie about office life. Huh. Who do I think should star in it? Well, but when I think of office life, I think Jason Bateman. I mean, you put an over-the-shoulder attaché case on that guy, and I think he was born with one on. Has he done that before? Yeah, let me think. Hancock, Extract, The Switch, Horrible Bosses, Bad Words, Horrible Bosses 2, Office Christmas Party, Arrested Development, Ozark. I think. Oh, he may have had one on Identity Theft. And the change up, he has a handheld briefcase. So, I think you're pretty good. I think it's a safe bet that Jason Bateman's going to be an office slut. All right, I'm glad I could help.
Oh my God, who knows that much about Jason Bateman?
Apparently, I know that much about Jason Bateman. Haven't you ever noticed that in like half the movies he does, he's got an attaché case?
No.
He's got some kind of a shoulder bag.
No.
You haven't?
No.
It's like his shtick.
What?
I feel like every time I see Jason Bateman, it's his thing. He's got a shoulder.
Well, obviously you felt that way so much that you have recorded it.
Look, we own
visually.
a video store, and it's our job to educate the public.
I can't name a single movie that Jason Bateman's in.
He just gave us like 5.
I know, and I had an out-of-body experience.
All I can think of is Arrested Development.
Yeah,
That's
not
it.
a movie.
No, exactly.
Oh, wow.
Hey, so you're pulling up. It's like, come say hi.
Oh, Mayor. Hi.
I haven't seen you in a little while. You look pretty today.
Oh, thanks. I'm wearing my tiara.
I see that. You look like a princess.
I am a princess. That's why I'm wearing a
You're
tiara.
shining in my eyes, and I thought you were floating like a princess.
Oh, princesses float, huh?
Yeah, in my brain, they float.
That's awesome. I wish I could just hover like a foot and a half off the ground.
It'd be awesome. I could get so many places so much faster.
Oh, I was just thinking about hovering there. I didn't think I could actually move while I was
Oh,
hovering.
yeah, like Mario Brothers. That princess floated. It was awesome. Hey, Your Majesty brought you some drinks from down the street.
Oh, did you? What'd you bring us?
I brought a shot of Sambuca.
Ew.
And I brought you it's either an German or an Austrian beer. I figure you could have them both together.
Is that like a Boilermaker?
Yeah, it's kind of like some kind of a Germanic Italian Boilermaker.
You're going to have a hell of a time getting that shot glass in that bottle.
Yeah.
I'm going to forego the shot, but I'll take the bottle if you want to. Mayor, you got a bottle
All right,
opener?
I have one of my flip-flop.
You wouldn't be a good denizen of this town if you didn't.
I'm a little surprised he's not opening it with his teeth.
I used to be able to do that, and with my eye socket.
That's a talent right there. I tell you what, Mayor.
That's why I have a glass eye now.
Don't do that anymore. Then.
I'm gonna go use the bathroom.
It's not my problem, Johnny.
Are you trying to bring the Jughead thing back
What Jughead?
with your tiara?
I always wear my tiaras at a jaunty angle. I wear my...
Oh.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi,
Daddy. It's your
Oh.
friend Linda.
Hi, Linda. Welcome back.
Thank you. It's good to see you. It's been a long time.
It has.
Yeah.
It's been a minute.
Yeah.
So, did you enjoy the movie we suggested last time?
Dick Tracy? That was fantastic. I love the Madonna. She's good actress, yeah?
Yes.
Not too bad.
Yes. Yeah, she's one of my favorites. She really got robbed of the Oscar.
I think every year, Vito.
That's really what
After I watch Dick Tracy, I go on Madonna binge. Her Body of Evidence was so good.
So good. Her boobs were so good.
They're pert.
I know.
I wish my breasts were still as pert.
She has the best breasts ever.
Are we talking about her actual breasts or the bras that she wore that could cut glass?
No, her actual breasts. She
Oh,
had
yeah.
really
She had
nicely
great-
shaped
In my country,
boobs.
we
Right, yeah.
use those to cut glass.
Ah.
Yes.
Wait, bras?
The conical bra.
Yeah.
It was patented in my country of
Oh.
Eslovenia.
Oh, wow.
Jean-Paul Gaultier is actually a 3/4 Eslovenian.
Interesting.
A little bit of history. That's good to
Yeah.
know.
I love learning
like
new things.
Gaultier.
Yeah.
Yeah. And not the singer,
That
the
song- I was
designer.
gonna say, that song was so good.
Can you sing it for us?
I can't afford it.
His name in Eslovenian is Jacek Pavel Gotowinski.
That's Jean-Paul Gaultier's
Yeah.
name.
Jacek Pavel Gotowinski.
That's totally different.
So he's putting on airs? What's going on?
Yeah, that's not even close.
Well, you come over on boat and you change
Oh,
name.
fair enough.
Well,
Yeah.
we didn't need to do that because we didn't come over on a boat.
Oh, you born in America?
I know.
You're spoiled.
Yeah, privileged capitalist pigs.
I know. I was born into the capitalism. I didn't want to be.
You're such a lucky person.
Why?
I had to kill 7 people to get to this country.
I know, just to be a capitalist.
that was just to leave Eslovenia. Don't talk about how many people I had to kill to get into United States of America.
I'm not going to ask because I don't want to be able to answer any questions if they ever ask.
That is very good. I have pill you can take just in case to forget.
Oh, no,
Oh,
I'm good.
awesome.
I'm good. I'm good.
Can I borrow a couple of those?
Yeah, no problem.
Awesome. That would be fun. So, what brings you in? What you had a good experience with Madonna and Dick Tracy? What can we
Yeah,
offer
you
you?
know, I find these books in the mailbox by my apartment. There's one called Breeze from the Bosphorus. It is a Harlequin novel, and I was thinking, this would make good movie.
Breathe from the what?
Breeze. It is a wind.
Breeze. Oh, a wind.
A hot wind.
Yeah, it's a Bosphorus.
Bosphorus.
It sounds like a hot wind, doesn't it?
Who
The
would title a
Bosphorus?
book like that?
Well, Elizabeth Ashton, she is a great novelist.
Is
I'm
she?
surprised you have never heard
What,
of her.
should you maybe read a little?
Okay,
Oh,
this is
please
very
don't.
good. Yeah. The main character is called Kem.
Kem?
Kem.
K-E-M?
It
Yes.
takes place in Turkey.
Oh, okay.
Well, okay, you have, what do you say, caught me out, he said ruefully. He moved towards the other girl. I can only assume that Venice is not to blame. This is boring.
It's so boring. How's it
Do
Harlequin?
you have something more interesting?
Yeah, I hope so.
I do hope
we have
so.
something
I
more
do. I feel like since you took us across the ocean to another continent, maybe we could bring a little
Yeah.
bit of that back with us.
We're
I'm not
gonna-
saying Turkish at all.
We're going to return the favor. We think of crossing the oceans to get someplace new. Fish out of water, kind of.
yeah, fish out of water.
This might be, you might see some
Immigrant
similarities
story.
in this.
I am immigrant. I
Yeah.
am interested.
Mhm, success.
Murder?
Yeah,
kind of.
Kinda.
Yeah,
There
some
is-
murder.
Yeah.
Got some murder.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is something that I can relate to my life.
Yeah. So I think that we're going to suggest for you today, Linda, the 1988 banger Twins. Can you call a movie a banger?
It was big when it came out. It was huge. It did really, really well at the box
It
office.
stars Arnold Schwarzenegger and
I
Danny
know him.
and Danny DeVito as twin
Is he
brothers.
really from Estonia?
Estovania?
Eslovenia?
Slovenia, excuse me.
Sorry.
No, he is Austrian smut.
Yeah, exactly. What she said.
Sorry about that.
Didn't
I hope you can
Don't
stomach.
you remember his muscles and his hair in this movie?
Of course.
Like
How could
this
I?
is
I
like
couldn't forget.
peak Schwarzenegger, peak Arnie. This movie, like
It's a double entendre.
they found, double like Twin Peaks, twins, Twin Peaks.
He also has pert breasts. I get jokes.
Yes.
yeah, yeah. And it sucks because Danny DeVito's so funny. He's so funny.
He is small man.
Like,
I know, but he's still funny. Like he's not. I
He
like.
has to be funny because he is so short. How will he attract women otherwise?
I agree, right? But he's not funny about being short. He's just funny and also short. So that's what I love about it. He doesn't have to make his comedy about being a little man. He's just fucking funny.
kids today don't realize that he had a whole career before It's Always Sunny.
Oh yeah,
Huge career.
huge.
Kids today don't even know what It's Always Sunny is.
He had a huge career, I would say, before Twins. I
Oh,
mean, yeah.
Definitely.
But of course, in this movie, not to spoil anything, but he does say, "Give it to me, boys." What does he say?
I'll be back.
I don't know if he got paid every time he put it in a movie or if he just like slipped it in like
I
accidentally.
think it's
Do you think that
for
the
fun.
producers?
I think
It's
it's
not
for fun.
accidental.
No, it's
Okay.
on purpose.
So, anywho, Linda,
Yeah.
this movie starts with a science experiment. What?
We did many in Estonia.
Yeah. Okay. Very similar.
It's
'cause
very similar.
6 dads. They all mixed their spermies together. They didn't. It's not like it was a circle
They're
jerk.
trying to create like a superhuman, a super person.
So he has multiple extra chromosomes
Yes,
with 6 fathers.
they're trying
and
to.
he is
they're-
male, so that would be XY, XY,
Well, they're trying to-
XY, XY, XY.
Well, they're trying to extract certain traits from certain people.
It's a little bit Nazi if you
Ish.
think about
Oh,
it.
it's definitely eugenics.
Yeah, there's some eugenics
It's a
going
lot
on.
Nazi.
And what really kills me is when you start watching it, you realize it's just a bunch of white guys. I just taking if you want to
The
go that
movie
far,
starts
it,
talking about how all of these white European scientists,
Yeah,
male scientists, want to create.
Are there other kinds of scientists?
No, they want to create a superhuman, so they impregnate some pretty blonde lady, Heather. What's her name?
Graham.
This is
Heather
all.
Graham.
This is all sound science.
Yeah, it sounds like Estovania,
which is
right?
exactly what Heather Graham had to do for Boogie Nights.
Was that her first movie?
No,
Twins?
I don't
No.
think so. I think she was.
no,
Was
she
she
was-
cast because of her part breast?
Could have been.
it was.
She had, but she honestly didn't have any roles. It was just she was just like a.
She was just a photo. She had
Yeah.
any lines. There was no lines, but she plays
It
the
was
mom.
probably. It was definitely.
Okay.
It was definitely one of her first roles. Yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
And they tell the story at the beginning how she gives birth to this superhuman, but she also has like, cast off sperm, which is like this little whiny baby. And he's dark haired and tiny. And then the other one's like all tan and blonde and tall. So it's obviously like a 6-month-old baby versus a 2-month-old baby.
Yeah.
Casting was great. Wait, were they smoking? I love it. I love watching
Oh yeah.
80s movies.
So then after the experiment, they I think that
Oh, they're in the biodome, basically.
yeah they're walking around the biodome with
So now Arnie, right? They've cut to 1988. Now Arnie's all grown up. He's living on a tropical island. One of the scientists. His mom has died, quote unquote, in birth. So the scientist raised him.
What
He's,
does he do?
he's super smart, superhuman.
Yeah,
he
but
doesn't
what does
he
do?
doesn't
Why
do
does
anything.
He, live on island?
He just lives in this beautiful paradise and he works out and he learns.
He helps the scientists do research.
Yeah.
What
It's a
kind of
perfect life.
research? What is part of?
It-
What
it
is
di-
point of experiment?
It doesn't matter. That's not the point of the movie.
Yeah.
He
Mm-mm.
would be such a.
Was there a
Instagram
patent filed?
Well,
There should have been.
he
I'm
would have
sure
been
there
a what?
was.
A Instagram influencer. He'd be like the number one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he's on this island, and he's
It's just a funny moment where he's walking through the biodome with the professor that's cared for him his whole life, and the professor
and they're living
telling
this
him,
idyllic life where they have they're like self-contained
Right.
and they make their own food, and the scientist is walking through smoking a cigarette.
in the biodome, which is kind of funny. You don't even notice it, but it's just kind of funny. But he's telling this guy about he's got a brother, and this is what happens, and then Arnold's character feels this urge that he's in trouble and he's got to go to the United States to find him so he can reunite and be a family because he's
It's
never
magic movie. He is magical man.
No, he has
it's about
muscles.
the twin connection, right? You've heard of a twin connection, how
Yeah.
they can feel each other's
and
pain.
their presence and their sadness and
We execute twins in Estonia
Oh, wow.
because of their freakish nature.
Yeah. So obviously they tried to separate these two because of this, right?
Yeah.
But it didn't matter.
well, these twins might be different than the Estovania twins because they're very, very different.
Oh, that is where comedy comes
That's
in.
where
correct?
that's it.
Well,
That's
he
it.
leaves the island
On a dinghy again.
in a
Rowing.
rowboat.
They're like, okay, how can we get Arnold Schwarzenegger in a rowboat
Show
again?
them pecs.
He's got to row
But
to America.
There's obviously a motor underneath that
Yeah.
that rowboat.
In the wide shot, he's rowing, and you can just see that thing taking off.
And he's
It's
supposed
hilarious.
to be rowing, and he's rowing so fast that there's like, it's a wake. He's like coming up out of the water.
So he's got to go 27 miles to the next island in a rowboat to find to the nearest
Airport.
airport, and then he flies to America, and it's a fish out of water. So he gets to America. Obviously, it was really easy. He didn't have to kill hardly anybody to get here, unlike you.
Well, you should have seen the blood in my dinghy.
No, he got on an airplane super easy and was singing "Don't Talk Back." What was that
Yakety
movie?
yak by the Coasters.
Yakety yak by the Coasters out loud, and they had to stop him from singing because him being a fish out of water, he was just kind of. I know he was
He
playing
was
like
just learning
sweet
about-
and naive.
Just learning about American pop culture and music, and it's a song from the 50s. He's never heard it because he's been on an island his whole life.
But he's a dummy. He's a big doofus, like the biggest doofus.
You talking about Schwarzenegger or the character he plays? Yeah,
So
that's a recurring theme in the movie too.
I don't. Schwarzenegger as a comedian is not my favorite Schwarzenegger.
What is your favorite Schwarzenegger?
A Terminator Schwarzenegger.
Ah, yeah.
One who doesn't talk much, and when he does, it's
Ye-
like a robot.
Yeah, exactly. Robot Terminator
Predator
Schwarzenegger.
Oh, Predator was great. Yeah.
Okay.
I would say.
Still didn't have much to say.
Yeah.
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 So,
Except for one-liners. Stick around.
get to the chopper. Does he even say that? Is that
He
like
does.
a
Yeah,
line?
that's it.
from-
That's it.
Predator.
I know. I just thought maybe it was like the Star Wars line where people.
Get it wrong.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Luke, I am your father.
Yeah, exactly.
I like very much when he was governor of California.
Why?
That was my favorite.
That was not my favorite.
Well, see, they were gonna do a sequel to this film, and they had a script all ready to go, but Arnold was running for governor of California, and DeVito was like, "Oh, okay, I don't think he'll win," and then he won, and they never did the sequel. So
Oops.
they're
God
actually
bless America.
it's-
Anything can happen.
It's true.
The
This
sequel
is
is
true.
still in pre-production. It's still in
Is
pre-production.
it called Triplets?
Yes, and they first wanted Eddie Murphy to play the triplet.
Okay.
Yeah, and be a long-lost
go.
triplet. Yeah.
Are they not very old men now?
They're very old men. Holy shit, they're so old. They're like
They're not as old as Stallone and that crew.
about the same age.
Are
Yeah.
they?
Yeah.
Because Stallone is old. But it's funny. So he gets to America and he's wearing like super 1988 clothes, and he's in Hollywood and it's still Man's Chinese Theater. And
He's walking around. He's eating all the street food, and he's taking in the sights. And he's just it's a culture shock, but he's handling it well. And then he stops at a store where there's a lingerie, and he's never seen that before. Then a guy approaches him looking for a cigarette, and
tries to rob him.
yeah, a
but
guy on a
who
motorcycle
tries
comes
to
by.
rob Arnold Schwarzenegger.
It's a bad mark.
Yeah, he eats a lot of dumb food, and
He's huge. He's massive. Why would you try
It
to?
will take a lot of calories to maintain the body mass that he has
Mhm.
at this time of
Mhm.
his career, I imagine.
Yeah.
And where does he stay?
Maybe 3,000 calories a day, I think.
I would imagine. I don't know where it's dumb. He's dumb. It was so dumb. It was the dumbest. He's the dumbest. So, but his hair looked good. Was it fake? Do you think he had fake hair in that movie?
No.
That was really his hair?
No.
It was
Not back
really
then.
good. He had really good.
He has
looked-
fake hair now.
I'm
Now
sure.
probably, but he
Yeah.
he
Oh.
blonded his hair for this movie.
He walks by a poster of Stallone in a Rambo movie.
Rambo 3.
Okay, he walks by and he like flexes at the poster.
No, he doesn't flex the poster. He looks at the poster and then he tests his own arm and looks at the poster and then kind of waves it off. So Stallone and Schwarzenegger had a big, I wouldn't say feud, but
A rivalry.
a rivalry in the 80s.
Healthy rivalry.
And it was a very real kind of a thing, so it was kind of funny.
Who would you compare your arms to in poster?
Gumby?
Oh, I was just thinking Gumby.
Oh, yeah.
Good
There you
job.
go. Thanks.
You're welcome.
That does wonders for my ego.
Or maybe Grover.
Oh. Kermit the Frog?
I get it
awesome.
because you have arms like noodles
Yeah.
that are wet.
We prefer buggy whips. We got buggy whips.
It's hilarious. So you're telling me I have to work out. You're telling me I have to Schwarzenegger myself.
I mean, you don't have to, but let's not. Let's
With
be
a friend
honest.
like yours, you would probably end up breaking bones. I would not recommend it.
Aren't you a very old man now too?
I'm like, you know what? I am. It's like when you watch Pee-wee's Big Adventure and he tries to lift his weights. That's basically what it is. And we've lost her. So he goes to the orphanage that Danny DeVito was raised at. In the meantime, Danny DeVito is a scammer. He's a hustler. He's stealing shit whenever he
Because he
can.
is the Italian one.
I mean, if that's what you think.
It's because he's the little one.
Well, and you said also dark?
Oh. It's because he didn't have anyone
hair
that he didn't
was dark. His hair was
he
dark.
didn't have anyone to take care of him his whole life like
Like an Italian.
like
So
the other guy did.
Schwarzenegger
So he had
was-
to fend for himself.
Schwarzenegger was taken care of by the scientists on this tropical island, led an
Pampered.
idyllic life,
Yep.
and poor little Danny DeVito was put in an orphanage and told that his mommy died, and then he seduced his biology teacher at 12.
Like an Italian.
Exactly like an Italian.
Yeah, we're
She was none?
yeah.
She was a nun.
Yeah.
So he all the files were missing from the nunnery or the orphanage, wherever he keeps it. And it turns out that he eventually stole those files, which is kind of what you knew. But he goes to find him, and she's like, the only place a man like this can be is in jail. In the meantime, as we're watching Danny DeVito hustle, he's got all these unpaid parking tickets. He gets in a argument with some cops
He owes
for parking in a handicap zone. And he's like, do I look normal to you? He's like, you need a sticker. It's like, sticker? I don't need a sticker. Then they find out he's got thousands of dollars in unpaid parking tickets. So he's in jail. So Julius, who's Arnold Schwarzenegger, goes to the prison and actually finds him, bails him out, and that's when they find out. He tells him that you're my brother. Of course, he doesn't believe him because they're totally different, but he uses him to get out of jail and pay his debt and tries to leave. He basically ditches him at the jail.
At the impound lot. Yeah, they get their car back. He
Right.
gets his car
Where
back.
did Arnie get money?
Oh, he's got tons of money on that island
Tons of money on the island. He's
from
just,
all those patents.
Privilege, man.
yeah, they're just printing it. He's
Privilege.
just
Thank
printing
you.
it.
Continuity is important.
Yeah, it's made up. You just make that shit right up. Because I wondered the same fucking thing. And if he is with that endless amounts of money, why doesn't he just give some to Danny DeVito? Why he gotta
'Cause he'll
hustle?
blow
This
it.
movie make you so mad you want to throw up.
Mm-hmm.
You
That
give-
is true.
You give a man a fish.
Exactly. He wants a family. He doesn't want to give him money. He wants to get reconnect with his family. He doesn't know any family.
So he decides to start hanging around with him because he's his brother,
But
and he
he-
realizes that he's a bad dude. So he helps him.
Arnold Schwarzenegger here is like Jesus Christ.
Yes, and he hurts some guys that are after Danny DeVito for money.
But he eventually brings him to his home, and he finds the file. And after he doesn't use Danny DeVito, or Danny DeVito doesn't use Schwarzenegger as much at first, but then they go home. He's kind of warming up to him, and then he finds the files that he stole from the orphanage, and that's when they find out that their mother isn't dead. So they've both been lied to. So their mother is still alive somewhere. So now they have a new mission, is to try to find their mother.
Of
Danny
course.
DeVito just wants to steal shit still, and he stole a Cadillac, and that's his motivation.
No,
That's what he-
Italians cannot change their spots. That's the saying we have in Slovenia.
Oh,
So he has a friend at a airport garage. It's a young
David Caruso.
David Caruso, sans sunglasses.
Danny DeVito as a friend?
Yeah.
Arnold.
Yeah,
Danny DeVito,
Danny.
thank you. Dated because he's a little shisty. So
and he lets him know anytime a nice car comes in the lot, and he can steal it.
This is good plan.
It is a
so
good plan.
Cadillac came in. DeVito takes Arnie and they steal the Cadillac. He lies to him and says it's a friend of his.
And
Blah blah.
using
blah.
it for a kid charity.
Oh, DeVito has this girlfriend that he's scamming, and she and her sister, who's Kelly Preston. Kelly Preston can't stand him. They're waitresses, and DeVito is using the sister for her money and stuff like that.
To bail him out, any debts he needs to pay. Oh, by the way, Danny DeVito owes a large sum of money to a lot of loan sharks.
Of course.
Yeah, and they're trying to kill him.
This movie writes itself.
It
If you know-
does.
If you know an Italian person, then this movie is
Yeah.
easy to write.
Oh, hello, everybody.
Mildred.
Hi, how are you, darling? I haven't seen you in a little bit. A dog's age.
A dog's age. Good thing I'm not a dog.
Oh, that's a sweet-looking tiara you got there. It's so beautiful.
Thank you. In honor of the upcoming coronation.
Oh, are you talking about the British king stuff? Yeah, I don't listen to that stuff. You know, it's so weird. We did away with the monarchies. I don't know why they're still hanging around.
Well, we don't have to worship them, but the people over there do.
Oh, you said it. You said it. Those poor people over there. They're just like, you know what? They're like government-sanctioned gangsters. That's all they are. That's what I think.
Are you gonna pledge your loyalty? That's the thing.
You have to pledge your loyalty. Like, oh, doll, don't do it. Don't do it. You're a sweetheart. You shouldn't do
I
that.
think she has to if she wears that tiara.
I'm
though.
literally just wearing a hair accessory.
Okay, well, that's lovely then. I think that's a nice little fashion statement.
I don't care about King Charles or his coronation, but I wanted to wear the crown.
He ain't gonna be king for long.
Why? What's going to happen to
He's
him?
fucking old.
Well, hey,
Have you
shit.
seen who's running for president in our country?
Let's like easy on the age talk, guys. Okay, this is you're only as young as you feel.
You're right, Mildred. You're right. We are
Sorry,
only as.
Mildred.
You're right. And you know what? You are one of the youngest at hardest people I know.
That's so sweet. Thank you so much. All right, well, on that note, I'm gonna run back and grab myself a video cassette and see what I can watch.
All right.
All right, you guys take care.
There might be some Arnold Schwarzenegger look-alike movies back there.
Oh.
Never mind. Used to be the governor of California.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh my God, you can't even. Look at my long dong, Shanader.
Wow.
Oh, sorry, people. I said long dong.
Long duck dong.
Oh no, I just said long dong.
No. Anyway, so he gets this car. The car was driven by a couple of executives of some kind of a place, and there's a big something in the trunk.
Who
that the-
cares? But
yeah.
they're dropping something off, and it obviously
Yeah.
looks shady.
He stole the wrong car, basically. Is what
Yeah.
It is a plot device in the
It
trunk.
is.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I definitely thought it was going
It's
to be
a-
a body.
It's
in
a
the
big,
trunk.
fat MacGuffin in the
Yeah,
trunk.
I thought it was going to be a body in the trunk, but it wasn't a body in the trunk.
That would have been fun, too.
That's what I thought it was going to be.
Speaking of
Oh,
bodies in
oh
trunk.
boy. Is it-
Okay, my cousin died in a trunk.
Really? Natural
Yeah.
causes?
Sure. I think my cousin was living in the trunk at
Oh,
the time.
well, there you go.
It was hard over there.
Yeah.
So Schwarzenegger.
Oh, it's not happy times to talk about people dying in trunks.
No, he got he
understand.
got out of that. Like he left those horrible countries like Austria. I'm just kidding. I'm
It's
kidding.
amazing.
I was being sarcastic, obviously. But tell me why him and Wolfgang Puck wanted to come here then.
Money.
Schnitzel.
Austria's one of the richest countries in the world.
Hollywood's not in Austria.
True.
They were not good opera singers.
That's right.
Austrians are not opera singers, are they?
There is a Vienna opera.
Oh yeah. There's also a palace there.
There's very good pastries.
Yeah.
And the wieners.
Oh, don't think about the wieners.
I do like a Vienna hot dog. What about a Vienna sausage?
That is good name for Arnold Schwarzenegger in Back Room.
Oh, Vienna,
The Vienna
sausage. Good
sausage.
job. Yeah. I like it a lot, Linda. Oh, wow. You definitely belong here. So he stole the wrong car. Now,
Who hasn't?
yeah.
Exactly.
And he
So then the bad guy shows up, and he goes to the guys that dropped off the car, and he's just like, look,
The bad guy is David Caruso.
no, it's a different bad guy. It's the bad guy we're just introduced to, but he's supposed to pick up the car. So he goes to the guys who dropped the car off, and he's like, look, guys, I got my driving hat, my driving gloves, my driving glasses, but I don't have a car. Oh, well, we left it right there. Well, it's not there. And then he takes out a gun because they talk about David Caruso, and he knows where it is. So he shoots those two guys right in broad daylight, you know, as you
that's
would.
Normal.
He goes and
for
holds-
Hollywood, I
Yeah.
assume.
He goes and holds Caruso hostage, and Caruso tells him where to go look. But now, DeVito. How does DeVito find out about Beetroot?
So he finds out that there's a tape cassette in the car that says where this mystery man is supposed to drive the car with the merchandise in the trunk. So after he stole it, he listens to it. He finds out. He thinks that he's just trying to steal another car, and he calls the guy on the phone on the number that they give him, and he finds out that whatever's in the trunk is worth $5 million, and it's not 20 grand like he thought.
So he's decided he's going to drive this car to
He
Houston.
is very happy because he is a dishonest man who
Yes.
needs money.
Yeah.
Yes. So he's going to take. So
This is
Schwartz.
perfect plot device to
Yep.
find in trouble.
Perfect.
is.
Schwarzenegger wants to go to New Mexico, where their mom supposedly is,
But he's
And-
got to meet these guys in Houston where to get the money is.
but it's on the way. So we'll stop. So he's going to leave him behind, but he can't because then now here comes his girlfriend and her sister pulling in the driveway.
Are they pretty?
Yes.
Yeah.
They like to wear denim strapless dresses. And so lots of them.
And Kelly Preston
All
likes
at the same
to wear
time?
tight.
Many strapless dresses
Oh my God!
at
Wait,
once?
So there's a grocery store scene where they first meet Schwarzenegger, the two girls, and they're in the grocery store and they're smoking a cigarette in the grocery store. They're like pushing the cart down the aisle, and Kelly Preston is smoking a cigarette
It's
while
awesome.
she's shopping for groceries.
It's fantastic.
Why is that funny?
Oh, and also there's a Playboy
You can't do that
magazine.
in America anymore.
And Arnold Schwarzenegger
I
grabs
thought this was free country.
Oh,
It's not.
It used to be.
I
Yeah.
am sorry I interrupted you because
No,
I was
yeah.
outraged that you cannot smoke cigarettes
Not
wherever
a-
you want.
Not only is she smoking in the shopping, in the grocery store, but Arnold Schwarzenegger's taking Playboys off the rack and just checking them out.
Yeah, they're not like behind the counter. There's just a Playboy on the
Not
rack. And
sealed.
he like is open. Yeah, not sealed, not in a plastic bag, not behind a
Because
piece of cardboard.
This is the America that we think we are coming to when we get on the bloody
It's
diggy.
the America
and
we
then
should
you
have.
show up and there is no Playboy anywhere and you cannot smoke. You get cigarette put out in eye.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
Yeah.
So back in the America we all wish we still had, apparently, smoking in the grocery store
And
Americas.
Playboys.
So now Danny DeVito's trying to take off to take this thing to Houston. He lied to Schwartzy that he was going to take him, and
Now the girls are coming.
yep.
Now it's a road trip, and it's fun, and it's full of exciting adventures that they can all explore
They will
America.
have sex.
They will have sex.
So they all load up in the Cadillac to go drive and find the mother, and then little do they know, take this thing to Houston. So they
So Danny DeVito is actually getting excited because now instead of just wanting to cash this thing in, now he actually believes like this guy's really my brother, and I think that we're onto something. So before they embark on this journey, they go to the science lab where they were birthed, created. So that confirms everything for
yeah, they go
DeVito.
give the scientist a beat down who tried to say, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And they said, yes, you do know what I'm talking about.
And if you're lying to me, I'll be back.
Well, he said it.
He
did.
said it.
So he did go back, and he kicked the door in, and he held him up against the wall and said, tell me where my mother is. Oh, I just turned French there for a second.
Yes, you did.
Sorry.
But he's kind of an asshole, the scientist. He's kind of a dick
Why do you think so?
because he's
because
the dick.
scientists.
He acts and talks like a complete dick.
Yeah, but what is reason for him withholding information?
Because he's a scientist.
I don't know. Because he's just a jerk.
You
So-
have problem with scientists?
Yeah, I do. Scientists
You
are liars.
You believe
Wow.
in astrology?
Yeah, because scientists are trying to tell me that the world is round. I don't know what that's about.
You must be Pisces.
I am. You're
Yeah,
right.
you see, I know.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
know stupid people.
I know. I know. It is true. It is true, and I do believe in astrology. My Pisces house rules me, so.
That is such a Pisces thing to say.
I know.
You're not stupid. I was just kidding. I said something in my language. Stupid means good.
Oh, I didn't take any offense to it. It doesn't matter. I know that you aren't from my country, so you don't understand what words really mean.
Yeah, no,
so.
I am stupid one. I get
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
I know you might be a doctor in your country, but here you're just a janitor. So
Accountant.
Hey,
also.
What? I didn't know. I didn't mean it like that. I meant that's what we do to people from other countries over here.
Fair enough.
What country are you from, janitor boy?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you decided to be a capitalist janitor. It wasn't foisted upon you by capitalism. I guess it was. So, what happens next?
What happens next? What happens next? Oh, so they give the scientist a shakedown. Scientist makes Danny DeVito feel really bad because he tells them that he was just the crap that was left over. They weren't expecting him. All the goodness was supposed to go into Jules and not Vincent. But, Schwarzenegger tells them that this isn't true. We're two different people. We're the different parts of a lot of different people. And I was raised on this beautiful tropical
'Cause he had
island.
6 dads.
I was loved and I was cared for. I was nurtured. I was educated, and you weren't. You had to take care of yourself. So this
It's
sways.
a cute little moment.
It is a great moment, and that sways DeVito. And now they embark on the mission to go find the mother.
At this artist colony somewhere up in the mountains of New Mexico. So they can't get in. They get turned away. They're like, oh my God, she's so rich. Look at this compound she lives on. It's so rich. So they climb over the wall, and then they ask the first old lady. This lady's like, who are you? And then they say, oh, we're looking for this lady, Marianne, blah, blah, blah. And she says, oh, well, let me take you to her. So it's really her, obviously. And she gets some more information out of them, and she thinks that they're just freeloaders trying to buy the land.
She thinks that they're developers.
Mm-hmm.
Because she saw Danny DeVito first. Right?
Yeah, obviously. That little guy. So
Because he's Italian.
He's swarthy.
Wow.
he has dark hair.
It's an 80s movie too, so.
And that ponytail. He had this goofy
Oh,
little
yeah.
ponytail. Anybody with a ponytail like that and
In the
balding
80s, You
head.
can't
If
trust
you're
him.
bald with a ponytail,
That is
Yeah.
bad
you are
person.
trouble.
That is,
Yeah,
that
in the
is
80s.
Shorthand for bad person.
Yeah, in the 80s especially. So she kicks him out and tells him to leave.
Well, before that, she's like, she's telling him about Marianne Benedict, who's their mother, who they're looking for. And Jules asks her why she keeps referring to her in past tense. And she says that she died. She's no longer around. And they said, you said she was here. And she's like, oh, her spirit's here. So now they're dejected and they're just really down in the dumps. And DeVito is now, again, back to his fuck everybody kind of attitude. And leaves. He's like, let's get the hell out of here.
Oh, he leaves them all there, and he starts heading off towards Houston.
He leaves them at a gas station. They're at a gas station, and they're just kind of contemplating everything. And DeVito's like, why am I doing this? You guys, I'm out.
Yeah, and then he goes off on his own way, and Schwarzenegger can't let him go because he has to protect him. So even though he doesn't know where he is going, he trusts his instincts to find his wayward brother in Houston. So he shows up just in time when Danny DeVito's called the guy who was coming to pick up the flux capacitor or whatever the fuck was in the trunk. Whatever piece of equipment, doesn't matter, that was in the trunk. So he's making a deal with the guy, and they hand him the $5 million. And then the guy who was originally supposed to do the drop shows up and starts shooting at him. But then Schwarzenegger shows up, and he's like, I knew you were here. I found you because I am your twin. And now I know you are here.
And before he finds them, there's a lot of silly twin shit. Like he
Sniffs him out like a fucking bloodhound. It's
you
so
know,
dumb.
they have split montages where Danny DeVito's driving and slapping his face, and then Arnold feels his face being
And he goes,
slapped.
oh, I'm slapping my face
Yeah.
too, because now we are twins.
And then Danny
I'm doing the same thing.
Danny DeVito spills hot coffee on his hand, and then Schwarzenegger's like, "Oh, my hand's burning."
My hand is burning.
It's like he's here.
Thank you.
So he saves him from surely this guy is shooting him, and then he saves him from getting killed, and then the guy's just like, all right, here's your money, and he comes back and he's pissed off at his brother for stopping him, and he's like, I just want to make sure you're okay, and they give him the bad guy the money. The bad guy still wants to kill him because he's got to kill everybody.
Well, he is a bad person.
He's a
bad
guy.
People have one thing in their mind, and that is to kill.
Yeah.
Yep. Well,
He must be from Estevania.
Excuse me, sometimes it is not on our mind that we must kill. It is that it is necessary to survive. If it is a question of you are going to live and I am going to die, well, guess what? I am going to live and you are going to die. That does not make me murderer. I do not enjoy.
You enjoy it a little bit?
A little bit.
I bet Schwarzenegger
When
said
I
the same
see
thing
the
in this
light
movie.
Die in their
Okay,
eyes.
it's going a little dark, y'all.
It
So
feels good.
anyhow.
Well, it felt good to this guy, too. He couldn't wait to see the light go out of their eyes, and he was going to shoot him.
Oh my gosh! So they trick him with some twin shit, and
Not-
Explain that.
No,
Explain that.
Go ahead and explain it.
Is it like a magic mirror thing?
No, they look at each other and they start stalling.
There's an ongoing theme in this film because Arnold was raised by books. He doesn't have any practical real world knowledge. So everything comes from instruction manuals and books. So throughout this, he saved his brother from the loan sharks a few times, and there's some action sequences where that happens. And what he said was, you move too fast in a crisis situation, because he's going through this encyclopedic, knowledge of the books he's read. So he pulls the same thing with the last guy at the end who's about to kill him. You made a mistake. You moved too soon, and it confuses them for a minute. Meanwhile, the guy's standing under a big,
a
chain.
fucking Pee Wee Herman sized chain on a pulley.
On a pulley
That
system.
is very convenient.
It is very convenient.
God, it's like a joke.
So you forgot the third rule, and they're like, "What's the third rule?" And they scream out, "Duck!" And they hit the lever, and boom, the
and
Pee Wee Herman
literally
chains.
a ton, like not even a joke, but like a ton of chain just keeps going. It goes for like 30 seconds.
It's hilarious.
It falls down from the ceiling and covers the sky in
It's
a
a mountain.
mountain, like an 8-foot fucking pile of chain.
What do you think the chain was for originally?
I have no idea. This
there's
factory, it's a nondescript factory. We have no
Are we
idea.
still we are in Houston.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
in Houston.
Okay.
And then Schwarzenegger says, "I hope he did not lose his head." Didn't he?
I don't think.
He said, "I hope he doesn't lose his head." or
No,
something.
Danny DeVito said, "Nah, that's a guy with a lot on his mind."
That's it. A lot on his mind.
Because there's so many chains all over his
Yep.
dead body.
Yep, that's why.
His rotting corpse
Yeah.
is buried alive.
Yeah, buried alive. Yeah, he's got a lot on his
That
mind.
is hilarious.
Hilarious.
Yep.
In truth, he is not thinking anything at all because he is so dead.
Yeah.
So dead.
So dead. So then they high five or something,
That is what I would do.
and they they go off with the $5 million, and Schwarzenegger convinces DeVito to return the money to the corporation and the flux capacitor from the trunk.
Yeah.
So
So then they get their picture in the paper, and they're heroes. They're a little like celebrity action.
Of
And-
course, this is special interest story that women will eat up. You
and the
put it-
mother, speaking of, their mother catches wind
she
of
is
it.
also a woman.
Yeah, and she sees that her kids are not little assholes, that she thought they were greedy bastards, and that they really are her kids. And she gets a little teary-eyed and decides to what? Go find them?
Yeah, so she walks in.
Yeah.
Now Danny DeVito's little agency is now a big agency, and it's legitimate, and because they have the money, because they got a reward, and they pay off all their debt. But there's a little twist because Schwarzenegger's like, "Oh, it's a shame you had to return the money. I know you feel bad about it." And Danny DeVito says, "Oh, you mean the $4 million? It's actually $5."
So he kept $1 million without telling Schwartzy.
Yeah.
Hey, once Italian, always Italian.
Oh, wow.
Am I correct?
So he didn't change, apparently.
An Italian cannot change his
And
spot.
then they end the movie with the mom and the wives and two sets of twins. So the
It is
boys had
hereditary.
it is.
It is.
Both of them had them with those women that they dragged to Houston.
That is very lucky for their mother. She went from having no family from
To-
dying alone
To
No,
almost
she was
too
rich.
much
to
family.
exponential
No,
growth
she
of
had
family.
friends on the artist colony. She had a bunch of people around her.
They were probably smoking dope.
That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
A little bit.
It's legal.
So the soundtrack in this movie is
The worst.
god awful. It is god awful. Like usually there's good soundtracks. This one is not.
There's
one
a
of them.
song about twins that like closes the movie that they play at
We
some
are
point.
twins. We love each other.
No, that's
That would be
better.
better.
Twins.
Yeah,
That would be definitely better.
That would be a step up.
There is saxophone.
Yeah, probably. It's
I
like
can't remember.
80s music. Like that.
Yeah.
Isn't Bad to the Bone in there?
No, they just say it. They just say it.
Oh, jeez.
But it's a preview for T2.
I'll be back.
Bad to the
So-
bone.
Um,
Yeah, so that's it. They fade out and live happily ever after with their
it's a
favorite
good movie.
family.
I feel like
Yeah.
it's a better romance story than that right there.
Call
Kelly,
and I'll come.
call and I'll come.
But there's no coming. I told you there's no coming in this book. Every time I
That's-
open page, it does talk.
That's a
Only
shame.
going.
yeah, exactly. It's too bad. But
This movie sounds fantastic.
I think you'll love it.
You did not tell me about the sex parts, but I will find out for myself.
Oh yeah, you should.
There's lots of pretty naked Schwartzy. He's
Lots of it.
naked quite a bit.
They really cashed their money in.
No.
Do
Not
we
like
see the Vienna sausage?
No,
Hmm.
no Vienna
No,
sausage.
but Kelly Preston does, and she likes what she sees.
Yeah, but she was married to.
A gay man.
Yeah.
Who is
So
Kelly Preston?
She's an actress from
She
the
was.
80s and
She's
90s.
died.
She married to John Travolta for a
she
long
was.
time.
Yeah.
She was
Was
because
she
she is
in-
now dead.
Yeah.
She was in Jerry Maguire. She was in The Experts.
She was naked in movies.
naked
Yeah.
in movies.
Was she?
Jerry Maguire, she was very naked.
Oh, but you didn't really see anything.
And
You would
the
rec-
Slovenian version was very explicit.
You would recognize her if you saw her.
Yeah. She's
Okay.
been in a lot of stuff.
That sounds like a deep fake. Are they Eslovenia deep faking you?
It's possible that my cousin Murray gave me some home video and
Murray.
said it was Jerry Maguire.
So Universal needed.
We are all named after television characters from 70s or 80s.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's.
You'll meet my mother, Rhoda, someday.
Yeah. Who's Cotter? Is there a Cotter in the family?
We do not speak of God.
Oh.
It's lucky you weren't Maud.
So it's.
Because she had abortion, I would never would have
Oh,
been born.
no. Wow. Maud did. It was a big deal.
It was a big deal.
Her old
She
ass
was
stuff.
so old.
She was.
Nobody would impregnate that woman naturally.
She's like Steve Martin. She's always been 50.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Gene Hackman.
So, what kind of little bon mot were you going to drop on
Oh.
us?
I was just going to say that when they started to do this movie, Universal needed to know if Arnold, Danny, and Ivan Reitman, who's the director who did Ghostbusters, could do it. But they actually made the deal on a napkin at lunch with agents and signed it, and then DeVito had it framed later. But they didn't have enough money to pay these guys, but everyone wanted to do the movie. So what they did was the three of them, I don't know if it was the first movie to do it, but they took money on the back end of whatever it would make at the box office. It actually ended up being the most money. Well, I don't know if it was the most money he ever made, but Arnold Schwarzenegger got more money for Twins than any of the Terminator movies.
Wow.
He got like
Wow.
$35 million
Jeez.
just from the profits.
And that is why he was able to run for governor of California.
That's it.
Yeah,
why.
exactly. Because
Comes
they made
full
a good
circle.
back end deal on
Yeah.
Twins. Yep. Oh, wow.
It is a happy
Oh, yeah,
ending.
they
It
are
is a
arc of-
happy ending.
The
right?
arc of history bends towards you being able to buy yourself a position. And
It bends towards white men making successful monetary decisions.
Universal couldn't afford to pay 2 actors. Come on.
And
I don't
the
mind.
They were
director. And the
opening.
director.
They were opening theme parks around the country. Okay.
I don't know. It was. I think it maybe because they only had so much in the budget, so they had to,
They didn't
whatever.
want to pay them. And
Yeah.
then look who's laughing now.
All right, guys, I think I found a movie.
Oh, Mildred, what'd you find?
Well, it's weird. It's got a weird title because it says it's from the director of the Busty Cop series.
Oh, we love that guy.
I'm not familiar with the series, but it's called Twins.
Oh,
It's called Twins. I figured I'd give it a shot.
well, that's good. I trust his judgment. He's made some good movies. What were some
I-
of his other movies?
Oh,
Busty
I
Cops 2.
don't know this director, but maybe he's one of those foreign chaps.
Maybe, but I think you'll enjoy it. Enjoy that movie, Twins.
All right, I'll let you know how it is, doll. See you guys later.
Bye.
See you, Mildred.
Oh, well, so Linda,
yeah, I will take movie.
that's
All right.
good. That's good. I think
Would
that
you
you'll
like?
enjoy it.
Would you like to take a copy of Breeze from the Bosphorus to read?
I will. I want to
Yeah,
find out
definitely.
what a Bosphorus is and why there's a breeze there.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
I think I know what you are talking about.
Yeah.
That it is a woman's body part.
I would like.
And that it's very empty, and so there is breeze blowing.
I was thinking about no knickers. I was thinking about a dress.
Oh, I was thinking about the barren womb.
Oh wow!
But I
that's
suppose that is
depressing.
not very romantic. Okay, well, I will take movie now. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Linda, we'll see you soon.
Bye, guys. Good to see you always.
Always.
It's like tumbleweeds on the book cover.
Dry, cracked, like desert, like dried up, fucking lake.
I was in the desert once a long time ago. It was where they filmed that Laurence Olivier movie. Wait, no, it was different movie.
Steve Martin,
I don't remember.
Chevy Chase.
No,
Star?
maybe it was his Char. I think
That was a terrible movie.
awful. Yeah,
Well, the beer was good today, though,
Um,
Mayor. So
I'm gl-
thanks for bringing that.
I'm glad you guys liked it. It was a little rough with the sambuca.
Yeah, I don't drink that shit, but the beer was good. So
Hey, you gotta be careful. Those little tiny shots of Italian drinks, they'll mess you up.
yeah, those little Italians will mess you up.
All right, guys. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, bye, Mayor. He can bring beer anytime.
When you throw up, it's like, forget about.
Oh my God, Sambuca's the worst. Let's go drink some more of the not Sambuca. You
All
ready
right.
to?
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's hit it. Come on, Johnny.
See you guys.
Bye.